Hey everybody, I'm back, and I know this has been a long time coming, but I hope the wait was worth it. Now again, this isn't a redesign, but a reimagined version of Asmodeus. Because though we do have basic info on Ozzy in Helluva, I'd really just like to use the actual biblical lore about him, design-wise. Like, don't get me wrong, Ozzy is a great character. I did seriously enjoy him and the voice actor, though the voice actor is on Broadway and starred in the Tangle series, so of course I'm gonna love him. And I love the fans' ideas of him and his relationship with Fizz, but his design is just kind of ugly. Now, if you like it, great, wonderful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, after all, but for me, this isn't what I'd think the Prince of Lust would look like. I mean, obviously he's no Lucifer, as a lot of the angels that fell and became princes didn't get the same treatment in the terms of transformation. I mean, Lucifer is still like hella pretty, just with bat wings and red hair, but everyone else is full-blown monsters. Well, maybe not Paimon, but whatever. I know we have a description of what he looks like along with a picture. Yuck. Face only a mother could love. But still, how is this lustful? How are either of them lustful, to be honest? Or could cause lustful feelings? I'm pretty sure it's his power, but in Helluva, it's pretty clear Ozzy is just supposed to be hot and a whisper, do it, in your ear type. Kind of like that friend that hypes you up to buy stuff you know you don't have the money for, but you're both just so excited and you just can't help it. Anyway, a lot of you have asked me how I felt about Ozzy's design in the past, and unlike Hazbin Hotel, I don't really think too deeply about Helluva and the designs, since they're not based around any actual time period or have any kind of fashion style other than the basic clown goth, and 1920s suits, if you can call them that. You know, the designs Viv is known for. So Ozzy wasn't a shock to me when he came out. I knew he'd be in a suit, and I knew he'd be way different than what I assumed, though I probably should have seen it coming, but I tend to overthink things regardless of what I know is going to come. Though, honestly, I didn't mind his design at first because I was enjoying the episode, but after looking back and seeing the concept art and what Ozzy's colors look like outside the neon lights, along with his smaller form, I realized I didn't like his design as much as I did when I first saw him. Like, don't get me wrong, there's stuff I do like I love the three faces being like they are, but they're kind of small and hard to see sometimes. I do like his colors. Well, I mostly like that he only has the smallest amount of red on him, and I do like that he's way more muscular, though super wish he had an ass, cause what's a strong man without his dump truck of an ass, am I right? Anyway, his overall design is fine, I guess, though his outfit is just tacky to me. Like, based on his lounge circus tent thing, I could see this outfit making some sense, because again, everything's circus themed, and every prince is a ringmaster, because again, it's literally the same outfit we see time after time, top hat and suit combo, just this time it's angel dust inspired, because he's got a skirt on and thigh-high boots, and weirdly, his smaller form is just Valentino recolored. But I mean, the outfit isn't really all that sexy, and his boots look weird, but I blame that on his thin legs, as you can see. Because even though I am Arrow Ace, I do know when a character is good looking or hot, and Ozzy just isn't. Like, compared to his citizens, he's the least attractive one there, for me at least. I also wish he had more symbolism in his design, other than his heart button belt thing and cuffs. I still personally don't get how hearts are lustful, but I get how hard it is to come up with a symbol for it, as every time I've tried, it's either too big or too complicated, though I guess like a flaming heart could work, but Anyway, on to the design.
Your demon host, Asmodeus, the embodiment of lust.
Again, this isn't exactly a redesign, but a reimagined version of Asmodeus, because even though we have info on Viv's Ozzy, I'd really just like to rely specifically on the biblical lore and my own personal ideas, because there's only so much biblical lore I can pick from before I just start doing my own thing. So yeah, I did my best to see if I could find out what Asmodeus looked like as an angel, because, you know, I'm a nosy bitch, but surprise, he never was a fallen angel, but a child made between an angel and a human, so his form has always looked like this, but due to his angelic power is able to shapeshift. He has also been described as being Cupid-like, so his angelic parent could have been a Cupid. which would explain his ability to trick people into doing lustful things, though there's no true confirmation, obviously. There's no full description on what his form looks like other than he's handsome at first glance, walks with a cane, and hides his legs and tail. So his human form could honestly be anything, so since his demon form is depicted as having a human face, I decided to make him more feminine looking, along with a more pointed nose to mix in with his rooster side. Oh yeah, he's half rooster as well. Only in the legs though. His demon description says he has 3 heads, one of a sheep, a bull, and a man. His upper body is human looking with rooster legs and a serpent tail, which basically means snake tail. He's also said to be paired with a lion, which is why later on in the video you will see me changing his original neck fur style into a lion's mane, which I think looks so much better. I was really having a hard time combining all 3 heads in a way that looks good. And speaking of looking good, I really didn't want him or the other heads to look ugly, because even though he's a monster with 3 heads, he's still got to be pretty enough to seduce all of hell, right? I used Beastar's Pina, I'm hoping I'm saying that right, as a reference, but gave the sheep head more human ears. As for the bull, I did my best. I may be from Texas, but even I don't know how to make a bull attractive. But I think the emo bangs are pretty nice. Also, I gave him a floating crown with pink flames. I figured he'd be the most vain about being a prince, where Lucifer could care less about his crown. You know, like the dynamic between Lucifer and the rest of the princes is probably very different. I can imagine some of the princes are either don't care or they're happy where they're at, versus Lucifer, who's just like, I don't want to be here. I never wanted to be here. This was not the plan. Anyway, I know the color of lust is usually red or hot pink, but I wanted a more royal maroon and softer pink colors, though I should point out biblically blue is the color of lust, but blue of today has a whole other meaning, so that's why I didn't choose it. I really wanted him to be as opposite to Lucifer as possible. They are said to be relatively close in the biblical lore, which I always found really funny for some reason. But again, I wanted them to be as opposite as possible, as Asmodeus is far more interested in humans than he is. For the rest of his body, I made him stacked with a snatched waist and a thick ass. I wanted to make sure he hit all the bases, along with giving him thighs, since I'm sure anyone who's ever eaten chicken already knows they got thighs. He also has a combination of skin and fur. He's also a combination of skin and furry, since he has so many animals mixed in with him, but also human. It's somewhat similar to my Husk redesign, where I blended the feathers and fur together on other parts of Husk's body to make it more believable that he is half bird, half cat. As for his overall design, I went with a more burlesque styles, because I'm sure you're all aware by now, I'm not a big fan of the circus theme each prince seems to have. I know we haven't seen all of them, but the ones we have are all just different types of ringleaders, so yeah, I went with something that's kind of similar, but more in line for his kind of sin. Just more classy since he is a prince after all. I went with a heart-shaped open chest suit style corset. It ties in the back with sharp shoulder pads with heart tips and rose print. I know hearts and roses are more romantic than lustful, but I'd like to think Asmodeus starts off seducing souls with romance first, like a false reality of love, when all he's trying to do is get in your pants. It's like when a boyfriend says he loves you and never talks to you again after doing the deed. Anyway, I went heavy with the thorn theming by giving him thorn tattoos on his chest and jacket stripes leading to the heart tips, a hint to his lust leading to pain. I also gave him what I can only describe as fancy pasties, as you can see. I went with a lot of gold elements. Similar to Lucifer, his gold is not an angelic gold, but a more gaudy orange gold, similar to how gold looks when it's melted, showing his angelic gold isn't fully formed due to being half, along with his cuffs, another symbolism of belonging in hell even though you have angelic gold on you. His sleeves are sheer, and at the end you'll see there's glitter. No real reason, I just like glitter. The lapel part of his jacket is a combination of a heart and rose petals, along with heart-shaped tips dipped in gold. And as for pants, there are none. He's in a thong. With a heart on his junk. It's a little on the nose, I know, but I had a good time with it. He's also got thigh-high socks. I was gonna do like a flipped upper boot look, but didn't really like it as much. I'm still not sure if I like the top part, but it's too late anyway, so I'm just gonna stick with it. The bottom of his socks have metal heart cuffs similar to how I made redesigned Stolas's shoes, just not 100%. Because again, it really bugs me to see Asmodeus and... oh my god, what's her name? I can't believe I just forgot her name. What was her name? Octavia. Oh my god. Octavia, wow. Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, sorry. It really just bugs me when I see Asmodeus and Octavia in shoes, because they're because they have bird legs, so it's just like, that has to be so uncomfortable. And it makes me really uncomfortable because I know what bird legs are like, and I'm like, they should not be in shoes. Whew. And finally, the sheer bustle. I know Viv gave Ozzy a rooster tail, but in the lore, he has a snake's tail. So to give him both options, I gave him a bustle to give the illusion of a feathered tail, similar to kind of like how I did the peacock tail with redesigned Stella, but whatever. It also has glitter on it. Also, again, I can't stress this enough. This is not a redesign. It's a reimagined version and is nowhere near meant to be animated. This is just how I see the biblical figure in my head. And honestly, I love him so much. Is he a lot? Yeah. Do I care? No, not really. I mean, this is just how I see him. And I think he hits the spots of a lustful demon, so I'm happy. Next video will be Daphne and Fred. Surprise! So get excited, because I really think you guys are going to like them. I know I do. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and me. YouTube has been really weird lately, and the algorithm is kicking my ass and like a bunch of other creators I'm friends with, because we really enjoy making these videos for you guys. And it just sucks because YouTube wants to promote reels more, and I'm just not a reel type person. I'm just not. I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!